Zak Snyder's Justice League sequel doesn't seem to happen anytime soon, but we already know it's inevitably going to happen. So, what do we already know about Justice League 2? After Snyder directed 2013's Man of Steel and 2016's Batman vs Superman: Dawn of Justice, he was forced to depart Justice League, the first film of a planned trilogy, in the middle of production due to a family tragedy. Joss Whedon, who had previously directed 2 Avengers films for Marvel Studios, took over, and at the studio's direction, he completely revamped the film. Whedon dropped huge chunks of plot, rewrote a massive portion of the screenplay, and reshot a great deal of the movie. Following this, fans began clamoring to see Snyder's cut of the movie, and Warner Bros. Released Zak Snyder's Justice League in 2021. Now, speaking of Justice League 2, whenever Warner Bros. Decides to make the sequel, the movie will struggle to be a true DC Extended Universe sequel because of Zak Snyder. The DC EU slate has extended into 2023, but there are plans for new movies to continue far beyond then. This includes everything from Wonder Woman 3 to Blue Beetle as the franchise continues to evolve. So far, these plans don't officially include Justice League 2, and that might be because the studios are struggling to figure out how to make it work as a true DC EU sequel. Justice League 2 will have to be more of a standalone film than a continuation of what came before it now. There's no real sense in building on what the theatrical cut of Justice League set up because so much has changed since then. Half of the founding members of the team are all but officially done with the DCEU, so the opportunities to build on team dynamics and storylines are already limited. However, until May 2020, nobody really thought we'd be seeing Snyder's definitive take on Justice League, so you can never rule anything out. The plans to introduce a multiverse could see Snyder's version of this world continuing without affecting other ones. That would be a fair few years away though by all accounts, and still unlikely. So we imagine that if Snyder does return to DC, it might be for a different movie rather than a direct sequel to Justice League. Snyder's take. Snyder's original Justice League plan would have been very similar to the Avengers Infinity War and Endgame arc, where our heroes were defeated only to be brought back for one epic final battle with the help of time travel. But don't take our word for it. Here's how Snyder described the plan for the sequels to the New York Times. Snyder explored the idea of a Superman succumbing to anti-life and sending Flash back in time to change one element to save him. He also explored the idea of Darkseid coming to Earth and the armies of Earth uniting again as they did before. Snyder revealed this time there would be aircraft carriers and special forces guys. All the armies of the world would come together, as well as Atlanteans rising out of the ocean and the Themyscians coming off their island. That was our big finale, but it's a long drum roll and guitar solo to get there. It's an ambitious plan that we're sure Snyder fans would want to see happen one day, but as we mentioned before, it seems like fans will just have to make do with Snyder's description of the sequels for now. The likeliest option right now for a Justice League 2 or another Justice League movie rather than a direct sequel seems to be a reboot, similar to James Gunn's approach to the Suicide Squad. After all, Ben Affleck is no longer Batman, although he will appear in The Flash, and Cavill appears to be only cameoing as Superman for now, so that's already 2 major characters that wouldn't be the same as before, making a direct sequel unlikely. Justice League 2 could conceivably go ahead without them, we suppose, although they are traditionally core members of the team. Otherwise, DC would be looking at recasting some of its leads, while retaining Gadot, Momoa, and the rest, a confusing proposition to be sure. Either way, a new Justice League sequel looks a long way off.